What's one of the funny moments you've experienced with Storytell?
So the funniest moment I think I've experienced with Storytell, and it's come up at least 3 times now, and I think actually exists in your Storytell too, not just mine, is Storytell has this list of AI generated concepts. And uh, I was reading through them once and I was like, okay, the data I'm uploading is like customer transcripts. The tags and AI concepts, it seems like should all relate to like things my customers do, things my products do, customer pain points. One of the tags was dog anxiety. So I'm like, okay, why on earth do I have a dog anxiety tag in my data? I click on dog anxiety and it's like, what is dog anxiety? And it starts explaining that dog anxiety is this thing that causes a dog to be anxious, and in the case of the content above, it's causing sleeping problems for this dog who is seemingly becoming afraid of the dark and is now just panting super, super heavily in her sleep, which is something my dog was doing. So at this point, I'm going, okay, how does Storytell know this? I click a transcript. It takes me to a customer call, and it's like, oh, okay, I talked about this with that customer. Okay, well, let's see just how much it knows about my dog. What's the dog's name? Duchess. Well, that's the name of my dog. Whose dog is it? Stevens. Okay, this is getting creepy now.
Am I being surveilled?
How old is Duchess? 12, which is accurate. How many medicines is Duchess on? It gave me the names.
Oh.
Like,
Nice.
it was accurate. So at the time she was on Rovera, Dasequil, and Gabapentin. She's now also on, I want to say, Amantadine and a new one I don't know's name. So she's getting old. But like, it knew a frightening amount about my dog. And I've at various points in time, I've shown other people Storytell, and like I had a coworker who was like skimming through the AI concepts, and they also went, "What on earth is dog anxiety?" And I'm like, "Click it, find out." And they're like, "Okay, how does this know your dog?" And it's like, apparently I share too much with my customers sometimes. I've got a good relationship with that customer.
Yeah.
And then of course, I show it to my wife, and she came up with the question that I think I most liked, which was, what can we most do to help Duchess with her anxiety? And it gave this detailed description of the behavior, and then it went and it said something like, but the content doesn't say how you can help her with it. And then it goes, but searching the larger GPT-4 knowledge, here are some things that might help with those symptoms. And it shared some things that actually we've been discussing with the vet.
Wow.
So that's powerful. And it did something that AI rarely does, because oftentimes in a situation like that, AI starts making things up and you don't know what's true and what isn't. It made it very clear. These are the things I can cite. This is the stuff I know. And this is some extrapolated knowledge that might help, that goes beyond that. And being able to differentiate between those two, again, is important for quality decision making. Because if I ask what do my customers deploy to, and it makes up answers and I go action those answers, I'm doing something. I'm making a worse decision, not a better decision. But by doing that clear differentiation, it makes sure that I know when I'm actioning real data versus when I'm looking at something that has the potential to be less accurate.
And what I'm hearing out of that is partially that I'm about building trust. Like, it's how do I trust the AI, and essentially the separating those two things out. This is from your content, and this is going beyond the scope of your content. But some proposals is part of that. The footnotes are part of that. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, so the footnotes are when I need to question the answer, when I need to be sure this thing's right. They're how I fact check. And they take me right back to the original content. So I can use the original transcript where the customer talks about X, Y, and Z, and hopefully why they care about X, Y, and Z. And suddenly, I know more about, their use of BCS. And that's very powerful. And similarly, that second part, sometimes it gives you insights that aren't there in your data that helps you answer larger questions. but it also makes it very clear when it's going beyond what it can truly cite and support and might be giving you something that is less accurate. And there's a lot of AI tools that you can ask a question and get a very confident answer that is very, very wrong, and you don't even realize it. And Storytell does a really good job of making it obvious when something is almost certainly right versus not, as well as making it very easy for you to fact check the accuracy of it.